Oh, what it do? Oh, what's up? Can I?
It's the way, it's the way, it's the way, it's the way that you, it's the way that you talk, way that you walk, way that you, way that you talk.
What's good, fam? What's up? It's your girl Crystal, aka Curly Chris. In today's video, we are doing a slow, detailed perm rod set installation. How to really get these perm rods to pop, sis. Okay. So, and also, I'm also going to be doing a Q&A answering some of the questions you guys asked me on my Instagram. So the point of today's video is to really show you guys how to get your hair super detailed and how to get it super good for this perm rod set. Mine was not perfect. It was not perfect. However, I'm going to tell you guys what I did and the steps that I learned to improve along the way. In my last video, I got a lot of questions on how I installed my perm rods. I showed how I did it, but I figured I'd come on here and just give you guys some tips that I figured out throughout the way on how to make sure that I get it the best as I possibly could. I'm not a pro at these, but this is my attempt, okay? And I'm sharing my tips with you guys. So my first tip that I would give is to make sure your parts are right. Not so much your parts, but more so your sections. So your parts do not have to be correct because, hey, the parts are at the scalp and no one's looking there. But it's more so your sections. You want to make sure that you have the right amount of hair. So as you guys can see, I'm going back in and grabbing more hair because those parts were too small. I have a lot of hair in a certain number of rods. So it's very important to be efficient, okay? And I also don't want to make my parts too big because that means my hair won't dry. So I'm going in and making sure that I have the correct size sections to apply onto the perm rods. Once I have that correct section, now it's time to split that hair into two because that's going to be two perm rods, and then go ahead step by step with all of the tips that I'm going to be giving you guys in today's video. So let's go ahead and get into these perm rod details. First step, or second step now, make sure your hair is detangled, sis. That's for any style. Most definitely perm rods though, because if it's not detangled, when you separate them curls, it's gonna be what? Should have detangled me. Second thing, if it's not detangled, it's not gonna dry properly either because now you have layered hair, and you do not want your hair to be layered. All right, when we get towards the bottom of the rod, see how I slowed this down because I wanted to show you guys. Make sure that you are tucking that hair onto the rod, okay? The end of your hair. You want the end of your hair to be tucked. That's going to make sure it dries properly and efficiently. As you guys can see, at the top of my section right here, my hair is not smooth at that top. I was trying to get it smooth, but this is something that you do not want to imitate, or for me, okay? Do not imitate that. You want your hair to be smooth. The reason why mine was not smooth because I did not curl at the right angle. I did not apply at the right angle. So the top of my hair was a little bit unsmooth. However, the good thing is it was at the root, so you're not going to be able to see it once I take it down in the overall look. So I'm going to do one more time with you guys. I'm applying, see how I'm tucking my end. I'm making sure my end is super smooth. If you don't make sure nothing is smooth, please make sure your ends are smooth, sis, okay? Once you apply that, now you're going to go ahead and keep that hair nice and tight all the way up. You are pulling on your hair as you're installing this rod. You want it to be super tight and smooth. Whenever you're about 1.5 inches from the root, go ahead and twirl that hair to get it as close to the root as possible. I will say while you're twirling your hair at the root, you want to make sure you are also still pulling. Now, let's go ahead and get into these questions. If you're not interested in the Q&A, please forward to this timestamp for the takedown.
Alright, now on to the Q&A. Here we go. So, Lavishly Shay asked me, how old are you? I love watching your videos, by the way. Thanks, girl. I am 24 years old. Tanae Taylor asks, I asked on YouTube, do you twist each strand while twisting them together for twist outs. Oh, so just basically asking, like, when I'm doing a twist out, do I twist while I twist? No, I do not. I feel like I asked that in one of my answered that in one of my videos as well. But no, I do not twist while I twist. I just twist. Denver Day, I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, asked me, what is my nationality? I am black mixed with black. So Noach, please ask me, list 3 personal qualities you're working on. Wow, what a way to get personal. Number 1, first and foremost, I would say patience. And just like in situations, in people, in relationships, I just feel like I need to work on that. And I've also been told that I could work on that. So I feel like patience is one of those. Second is being more goal driven, or like being more perseverant when as far as like when I say I'm going to do something, actually doing it and not making an excuse for it. Because sometimes I feel like I can make excuses, and I have so much that I do to where it's like at times I do want to pick the easier way out, but realizing that in order for me to have the things that I want and to be the person that I want to be, I do have to accept all of these, all of the responsibilities that come with it and not making excuses for it. The personal quality that will sum it up is my spirituality. That's my 3. Patience, responsibility, and my spirituality. Von Melvin 7 asked me, did I have a TWA? And do I have any tips for it? So yes, sis, I sure did have a TWA. And if you don't know what a TWA is, it's a teeny weeny afro. So basically asking me, have I ever had short hair like an afro? Yes, I did. So if you are not familiar with my journey, so I was not always natural. I actually had a relaxer up until I was 18 years old. And then I started transitioning, and after I was transitioning, that's when I cut my hair off after transitioning for a whole year. And sis thought she had inches. I thought I had inches, y'all. Like you couldn't tell me when I got that chop, I wasn't gonna have a nice, hair down to here. I knew I had inches. Y'all, she cut that hair, sis. That hair shriveled right on back up, okay? Listen, that hair shriveled like a dried grape, raisin. Listen, sis. Baby, my hair was so short, y'all. It was a TWA. So tips on that, I would honestly say be patient, y'all. Patience is everything. If you are not a big fan of your hair being short, however, I will say to do a lot of protective styles, because by protecting your hair, that actually helps it grow, because it's not being messed with, it's not being it's not in the air all day, it's low maintenance. So I highly suggest doing protective styles. Further tips as far as like styling goes, I guess, protective styling is styling, but if you want to style your afro, I like a lot of wash and goes. But what I will say, guys, when I was that short, I like doing wash and goes because I didn't have enough hair to do like a twist out or whatever. But what I will say is, don't pull your hair back all the time. If you just now cut your hair, or if you transition, or if you are transitioning, try to not pull your hair back into a ponytail so much or something like that, because that's what I did a lot when I was transitioning, and I honestly didn't do anything but affect my hair texture because it became way looser in certain areas. So just don't pull your hair back too much, okay? Because it could be easier to do that, but it's not good for your hair. It will eventually change the pattern of your hair texture because it is always so stressed by being pulled back like that. And a great protective style is wigs. I love wigs, and also like a sew-in. Sew-ins most definitely have my hair growing like crazy. A wig is nice and easy. Braids are great. There's plenty of protective styles that you can do in case you do want to cut off those ends, or you do want a big chop, but just don't like wearing your hair while it's in that short state, okay? Okay, my next question came from Erica McFadden. And it says, have you ever had to start over your natural process because of damage? No, ma'am, I have not. Listen, sis, when I committed to being natural, I found out everything that it had to do with being natural, okay? I researched what I was signing up for, and the thing that sticks out to you the most when you are doing that research is people who have had damage, and them telling their story of how they got that damage and everything. And I did not listen, I was like, if I'm cutting this hair off, it's only going to be one time. Because my hair was really, really long before I cut it off to become natural. So I was like, sis, we only going to do this one time, okay? So I even dyed my own hair to be like a brown, like a reddish color actually. I dyed like a burgundy. I dyed my own hair. I used the Cream of Nature box dye. I did plenty of research on that. The way I do all my research, y'all, is YouTube. So I'm a YouTuber, but I have used YouTube for everything, okay? If you need to know something, YouTube it. There's a video somewhere out there on it, okay? Figure out what you're signing up for before you do it. That way nothing comes as a shock to you. And when it comes to the natural world, you don't have to get your hair, you have to start over because of a mistake. Especially if the mistake is on somebody else's part. Oh, there's an R in there. Eric Carr McFadden also asked me, do you ever go to the salon? No, I do not go to a salon. The only time I went to a salon was to get my hair initially cut. I went back for a trim up by that same lady, and then when I like years later when I flat iron my hair, I go to the salon for my flat irons. I will link that above or in the description box below, either one. But when I went to her, she's in New Orleans. She is amazing. That's my only stylist that I go to. Unfortunately, she is not accepting new clients. Plenty of y'all have gone to her and everything. When I first posted that video, plenty of y'all went to her for y'all's hair if you live in New Orleans. Or she even told me that people traveled from other places to go to her after I posted that video. So she bombed though, like period. She is bomb. So but if you have not gone to her already, sorry sis, she ain't accepting new clients. You missed out. But yes, I have gone to a salon before, and I will be going back for my next flat iron. Okay? Okay, Erica, Erica asked this questions, y'all. Alright, I'm just going to answer them all at once. Do you pre-poo? Do you use the pre-poo method? No, ma'am. I am not applying my good products in the dirty hair. No, I'm sorry. It's not happening. How long do you go between trims? I trim my hair whenever it needs to be trimmed. I don't have a certain time. I don't like having a certain time because I feel like sometimes people know that they need a trim, but they don't give their hair a trim because it's not time. Like that, I don't get that. If you feel like your hair needs to be trimmed, there shouldn't be a certain time limit to it or a time frame. You need a trim. No matter if it's a month after, 3 months after, 2 months after, it don't matter. If you need a trim, you need a trim. Miss Ray Clark asks, what are my goals? My goals are, so first, I have plenty spiritual goals that are just internal improvement. Also to connect with you guys more. So that's another one of my goals, is to connect with you guys, and so you guys can really know who I am and just form that bond between us and make us feel like a true family, because I most definitely do enjoy y'all and everything. So I want to continue to progress in that area and to make our bond stronger. Another goal is to just enjoy life to the fullest and to not say sorry so much or to make so many excuses, but explain why I chose what I said or did what I did, and accept those who are part of your life, accept those who are not part of your life, people who don't want to be a part of your life, accepting that, because trust me, that negative energy is not needed. Okay, so if someone does not want to be part of my life, I accept that, you know, even if I would have wanted them to be part of my life, but they don't feel like there's a benefit for them to do that, I accept that. Accept people for who they are and what they do, not so much what they say. Hair It Yourself says, how come you always get a perfect twist out? Because I know my hair, sis. Okay. That was the whole point of the Twist Out 101 series, was so y'all can start to get y'all's technique down pat and do what, you know, figure out what your hair likes, okay? So if you are not caught up on that series, the series is bomb, okay? I love how many of y'all enjoyed it and everything. So it's really just knowing what products work for you, knowing what technique works for you, and just being patient to actually get to that level, okay? So thank you for the compliment, but that's how, sis. All right, so Jalen Brene asked me, she says it's not a personal question, but how do you get your roots to not frizz when you do a wash and go? Sis, I don't do them. Y'all know I don't do wash and goes. And if I do, sis, I am not perfect at it. I do like one wash and go every 2 months, okay? I just know that some people apply extra gel to their roots to not get it to frizz up as much. So I guess you can do that. Now, if you ask me about a frizzy roots for a twist out, I can answer that for you, sis. Demia says, how do you style your hair on rainy or humid days? Every day is humid in the South. It's not as humid in Austin as it is in New Orleans. But whenever, like for rainy days, I honestly, if I have a twist out, I'll leave my twist in. But if it just so happens to be rainy on the day that I do have my twist out and then my hair is unraveled, I just put something over my head and run to my car. And that's it. For as far as humidity, my hair actually doesn't do that bad in humidity. Demia also asks, when did I learn the truth? So a lot of y'all probably talking about something, did she tell a lie? Okay, so whenever she says the truth, that's because I'm a Jehovah's Witness, and the truth basically is like our religion. So she's basically asking, when did I become a Jehovah's Witness? Yeah, so I was raised in the truth. I've been a witness my whole life, like literally since birth. I got baptized in 2014 at our international in New Orleans. Both my parents are witnesses and a lot of my family are as well. So yeah, I was born into the greatness. Mama's Kitchen and Curls, my girl, said, no question, just reminding you, you're just so beautiful and positive, sis. We thank you for you. Aw, thank you. That was super sweet. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, girl, for the compliment. K Mutri 22 asks, what is my biggest insecurity? When I was younger, I used to have a really big insecurity about my ears. Mainly like my whole appearance, honestly. I just hated the way I looked. I was teased for it a lot. Like I was bullied in school and everything, like bad. I had to switch schools and everything because of it. And I just never felt comfortable or accepted. But, you know, thankfully it didn't affect me when I got older. It actually kind of made me stronger in a way, because I did experience something, and now I can relate that experience with my own kids, or even with kids who are currently going through that. I understand them, because it's a terrible thing to experience in life, especially like to the extent that I was bullied. It's really terrible, but it most definitely does help shape you into the person that you are. Like, I now, you know, handle things differently, see things differently. So, yeah. It was a bad experience then, but I do think it was good for me to go through it. And kids, and anyone, if your child is being bullied and they're telling you about it, please do something, okay? Like, seriously. Please do something about it, and don't just tell them to get over it or to just toughen up, because no child should have to toughen up for being harassed or treated differently for how they look. You know, it's not something that a child can control, especially not at that age. So them wanting to be accepted for who they are should not have to be something that requires discipline, okay? So please just listen to your children and make the necessary adjustments. I thank my parents for making the adjustment for me by allowing me to move schools, because you know, you never know where a certain situation can put someone. So yeah, just please listen to your kids. K for you forever asked me, how tall are you? 5'10", gang up in this thing, okay? 5'10", baby girl, and tall and proud. Where my tall gang at? If you tall, let me know in the comment section down below, okay, sis? Nurse Muse says, no question, you're the best. I love watching your videos, and you're my Louisiana sister. Okay. I'm not sure if you're from the 504, but if so, 504 all day. And thank you for the compliment, sis. I appreciate you. Yes. So that's the sum of all y'all's questions, girl. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this head, and then I'm gonna come back so y'all can see them all, and then I'm gonna get underneath the dryer and everything like that.
Okay, sis, so this is what my hair is looking like while it is wet with all the rollers in. I sat under the dryer for about 3 hours, then air dried for about 3 hours. So this was looking like in the end. And guys, crazy thing, my hair was still a little damp in some areas. So it's so important that you don't layer the hair too much, because I kind of layered mine too much, which made my drying time go up. However, it wasn't too wet, my hair still looked good. So whenever I take these down, I take them down in the opposite direction that I installed them in. That way I get the nice curl already formed and everything like that. As you guys will start to see, there was a lot of product buildup on my hair. That is something that you do not want to do. That's what happens when you apply too much product. Look at all that product on my hair. It just dry, and thankfully it came out when I separated my hair, but just don't apply too much product whenever doing a perm rod set, because this is one of those times when it will dry just like you applied it. So now I'm going to go ahead and separate and twirl in the same direction as the curl. The same direction. Sometimes you have to find what that direction is, and you do that by doing what I'm doing right here. So I'm seeing what the curl looks like whenever I twirl a certain way. Now I'm twirling the opposite way, and I'm still like, is that right? Doesn't really look right. It should look how the curl looks whenever you take it out of the roller. So now I'm curling in the opposite direction. Okay, that looks more like the curl. So curl, keep on doing it back and forth to see which way is the right way. So now I'm going to do it again, and as you guys can see, this is not the correct way to curl. So I'm going to do the next piece and curl it the correct way. And see how that curl pop? There you go. That's exactly what you want. You want that curl to pop, sis. Okay, because you want it to look, you want to separate it in the exact same way that you apply that curl. So I'm going to keep on doing that for all of these pieces. And then I'm just going to come back and let you guys see what my whole hair looks like in a second. But super important to curl in the right direction. Thankfully, a lot of that product went away in my hair, so it did not flake and leave the flakes. I was able to get it all out. So as you guys can see right here, this is what my hair is looking like. It looks so good, right? You guys can still see a few spots that have some of the white, but for the most part, it's all gone. There's no flakes or anything like that left in my hair. Now, y'all, this step that I'm about to do is so important to getting the right perm rod set. A lot of times I feel like we hate it because it's so shrunken on our head and it looks like an old lady. But this is what helps you get that perm rod set to look right, sis. Okay, you got to take a little time with it. And this is what I'm doing to stretch the perm rod set. So I'm taking my blow dryer on medium heat, high power, and I am blow drying the roots of my hair. Sis, this is key to getting that bomb perm rod set that you want, okay? Blow dry them roots, sis. The roots when it looks all, whenever your hair looks all short, that's not the look we're going for, right? A lot of times we want our rod sets to look big and bouncy and fluffy and voluminous, and this is how you do it. The roots don't matter as much as the ends. You want to keep your ends looking right and go ahead and stretch those roots, sis, okay? And I'm going to show you guys the big difference that it makes in a little bit so you guys can see the comparison of both sides. So look at the difference. I have about 1.5 inches more of length. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing on this side, and then we're going to just look at how much more elongated these results are, because this is so important. And I do it in sections so that way I can get all of the hair. I would have done smaller sections in this, but I just did not have the time. But yes, I do it in sections, sis. So as you guys can see right here, both sections are so elongated, and here are the final results. Guys, look at how much more bigger my hair is, and the bounce is still there, the definition is still there, okay? That's why it's so important to know how to work your perm rod sets, sis. Work them, okay? Make it work for you. Make it fit your head, everything like that. And look at this definition. The definition was popping. I had a few white pieces, that's it, thankfully. So that product did go away, thankfully. But guys, make sure you are doing the right steps for your perm rod sets. And that is all I have for you. And I'm going to see y'all in my next video. Love you, as always.